outcome, that's for sure.
What do you make of the way this offense is just struggling right now? I mean, is there any one thing you can put your finger on, or?
Well, we had a lot of opportunities to make a lot of plays tonight, and we didn't make them. You know, we got to figure out why that's happening. You know, if it's anxiety that we get to make plays or whatever that is, because we had plenty of chances, that's for sure. And we're not making them. You know, we're just not making them right now. And we've had chances, and we'll continue to have chances, you know. I think at some point, you know, we have to understand that when you're in one-on-one settings as a football team in general, you have to have confidence in yourself that you can win one-on-one battles, whether it's tackling, blocking, covering, running routes. You know, you have to believe that you're going to win one-on-one. You have to believe you can beat the man across from you. Right now, that appears to be in question to me. You know, we make the tackle, but the runner falls forward for another 3-4 yards, and it's a gain of 7 on 1st and 10. We get into one-on-one settings on the outside, and we don't cover guys that I really thought we could have come in here and covered. We get the protection, we get the route, we don't get the throw. We get the protection, they cover us pretty good, we can't make the play. We get the route, we're ready to make the throw, we get beat one-on-one up front. So we're going to have to look at some things schematically, offensively, to try to give our guys confidence to believe that they can make plays. And then we obviously have to address some things defensively and our ability to stop the running game, and then cover guys when we're in one-on-one settings when we dedicate ourselves to stopping the run.
When you, at the end of the third quarter, Steve, you bent down in the back to the field, you talked to Keith for a long time, you pat him on the knee, you talked to him all the way into the fourth quarter. What were you saying there? What was that?
I just want him to believe me. I want him to believe me. I want him to take the information and the things that I'm giving him and trust me, and what I'm telling him is the truth, and believe in what I'm asking of him to do, and go out and do his best to try to do that. And if it doesn't work, then, as I told him, I'll be the first one to say, Keith, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I should have done a better job for you. But we can't get to that point if there's some doubt there. And so that was what we were talking about.
What's getting in the way of the trust?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm going to be thinking about here for the next 4 hours till we get home.
Was there any thought about giving him a break on the bench and just maybe letting him clear his head, or?
I think some of this stuff you got to fight your way through it, you know, and I think he'll do that. I know that we need to do that as a team. We need to lock arms. We need to come together and count on one another and believe in one another and battle and fight through this.
Do you think at halftime, with the way that ended, and then the way the way that was all going, was you back in the game there?
I really did. You know, we get the score at the end of the first half. We get the turnover coming out of halftime, and we didn't execute that first play when Keith fumbled close at all. That's frustrating because we knew what play we were coming out to start the second half with, and it was just from the start. We forgot to motion the guy. We don't use the proper protection, and then ultimately we don't throw the football away, and we turn the ball over again.
How concerned are you about their confidence right now after the game?
I'm concerned, and you know, anytime you lose, it's hard. And anytime you've lost multiple games in a row, it's hard. You know, I've always believed that, you know, just as much winning is contagious, unfortunately, so is losing. And when things can get hard, doubt creeps in. And so we're going to have to do a great job, starting with the staff, but from the leaders of this team, of really coming together and making sure our belief is right in one another, and in the guys next to us, that we can do this. And that is much more than anything is going to be huge this week. You know, schemes are schemes, and we have to get those things fixed. But our psyche and our mentality and our approach to the game is critical.
Was there any consistent to the the breakdowns on some of the big pass plays in the first half at all? Was there a
got
consistent
beat.
thing going on?
Yeah, we got beat one-on-one. You know, and the double move there, the first touchdown in the far corner. We're in 3 deep coverage, you know, and we get beat on a double move. It's hard to explain that. The other 2 we're essentially in man coverage and slot receivers, and we got beat one-on-one, you know, and so that's the stuff I'm talking about, because I think we're capable of covering those guys, but we have to believe we're capable of covering them.
Steve, with Keith, is it really just more of the trust kind of mental stuff, or are there fundamental things with him that you see that are?
I'll have to look at the film a little bit more from a fundamental standpoint, but you know, I just know off of being on the field with him and the way I've seen him before on game days and what it looked like tonight. You know, he's got some doubt in his mind right now, and it's hard to play quarterback when you have doubt in your mind.
Is he okay physically? He looked like he took a shot in the knee at the end.
Yeah, I think he took one. I don't know. You know, I don't think it was a serious one, but I think he did take one. Yes.
Can you just explain leaving Keith in there? I think a lot of us thought that you might put Derek in, but you left him in there.
I just feel like there's something to be said about battling and competing, and sometimes that's some of the best ways to fight your way through kind of the funk that you're in. And I felt like, to be fair to his teammates and to him, to have him out there battling and competing with them for the entire 60 minutes was important.
When trust within a team dissolves, how do you get it back?
Well, I don't know if it's amongst our entire team. I think that one thing that's critical for us is to believe in ourselves, you know, individually, and then you play a more confident brand and style of football. I think that right now we're playing a not as confident brand in ourselves, and in turn that shows. You know, you don't cover as confidently, you don't tackle as confidently, you don't block as confidently, you don't run the route as confidently, you don't catch it as confidently, you don't throw it as confidently, and so we need to get back to believing in ourselves, because we can be a pretty dang good football team if we believe that, and if we prepare that way, and if we just go play that way. And so that's the task, you know, and it's a challenging one, but one this is part of it, you know. This is part of the adversity that teams get faced with, and we'll see how we respond to it.
Are there any situations that you've been in before as a player or coach kind of like this, or does this feel kind of new to you also?
I don't know that off the top of my head. You know, Softy, I'll probably be better to answer that one on Sunday or Monday when I get a chance to kind of assess it all and just see overall kind of what are some more of the glaring issues. But you know, it's disappointing. You know, it's really disappointing because we're better than this. I mean, we're better than that. I know that.
What enabled Austin to get open? Did you guys scheme to get him specifically off today, or was he just?
No, we had a great game plan throwing the ball for he and for Kaysen from the first play of the game. You know, Kaysen's open by about 20 yards. I mean, we had some stuff that we really believed in. We just didn't hit it as often as I thought we would.
When do you think this kind of downhill swing of trust or not believing what they're doing began? And why haven't you been able to fix it prior to now?
I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's been going on so long. I thought we battled extremely well last week versus SC, especially in the second half. I think that again, I don't want to overblow that this is an entire team issue with the trust thing. I think this is a little bit more isolated with Keith and me and what we're doing. So I don't want to go there that our entire team doesn't believe that we can't win and we can't be good. I don't think that that's necessarily the case. What I want to make sure is that they understand in football, after everything is done, when the game plan's put in, the call's made, you line up, you get lined up right, ultimately the team that defeats the man across from them of the 11 one-on-ones that take place, the team that wins more of those on the particular play is going to win that play. And tonight, we didn't win very many of those one-on-one battles. They blocked us better than we blocked them. They tackled us better than we tackled them. When they got one-on-one, they beat our guys in one-on-one matchups. And so I don't think that should have been the case. I wouldn't have thought that coming into the game. I think that I would have felt pretty good about us in those one-on-one situations. So the issue with the trust and belief, I think, is more within that I can beat that guy and be confident in beating that guy. And I think doubt starts to creep in when you get beat. When the guy across from you beats you once and then maybe beats you twice, and then now you start to play a little bit more conservative, a little bit more hesitant, and maybe not as confident. And I thought that started to spread throughout our team tonight in this individual game.
He's seen that in front of him. His guys get beat quite a bit this year. Do you think that's kind of led to him to opt for shorter, more mid-range things instead of hanging in for a couple deep shots?
No. We threw it down the field. We just missed. We missed. We threw it down there. We missed. You know, he couldn't see a couple things that we thought were there. He couldn't see it. You can't see it, but we threw it. We just didn't connect. And when they did, they connected on it for the most part.
What did you think of the pass protection overall?
Well, I thought early on it was okay, but you know, when you get in the obvious passing situations, it's a lot easier to pin your ears back and rush the passer. It was good to have Ben Reva back playing. I think he'll only get better as he gets into more football shape.
Was there a specific breakdown on the punt return?
I'd have to look. I'm gonna have to look at the film, you know, Bob. I don't know. The kid made a pretty good return. I'm not real sure. I know it wasn't a great punt, which has been an issue of ours from the beginning of the season.
What about the penalties? Offsides on a 4th and 1 and a punt. A couple of penalties down here on the O-line.
I don't agree with the penalties, quite honestly. I mean, half of them I don't agree with. The offsides on the 4th and 1, their guy jumped. They called it on us. I don't quite understand it.